In northern Europe, on the shores of the Baltic Sea, lies a land where the profound tranquility of history meets the power of modern technology. Welcome to this new video in our series on the history of European nations. Estonia, a small country, holds within it the stories of ancient glaciers, hunter-gatherer tribes, Viking raiders, knights and sultans, and today stands as a symbol of digital democracy and global innovation. Between its dense forests and crystal-clear lakes, its rich heritage and its promising future, Estonia reveals its secret: how a nation can turn challenges into opportunities and silence into an enduring legacy. As the glaciers retreated thousands of years ago, the Baltic region revealed a diverse landscape of dense forests, fertile lands, vast plains, and numerous lakes and rivers, paving the way for the first settlers in what would later become Estonia. The earliest inhabitants, the Ugric and Finno-Ugric peoples, relied on hunting, fishing, and gathering wild plants. They also developed relatively advanced stone tools for weapons and pottery and began to create rudimentary forms of handicrafts. Over time, these early societies evolved into permanent settlements with low wooden houses and stone shelters. A rudimentary social structure emerged, featuring tribal elders and local leaders, often wise men or prominent warriors who made decisions through councils of free men, reflecting an early form of collective governance. Shamans and local deities also played a role in the spiritual life of these communities. During the Bronze Age, a local elite emerged, comprised of military leaders and overseers of tribal defense, who also organized trade with the Baltic region and northern Russia, including the exchange of furs and metals. Some of these figures are immortalized in Estonian folklore, such as Kalev, who resisted Viking raids and became a symbol of courage and unity. Seasonal festivals and agricultural rituals began to take shape, forming the basis for future cultural traditions. The first written references to Estonians come from the Roman historian Tacitus, who noted their trade relations with the Roman Empire, indicating their integration into extensive trade networks involving amber, furs, and other goods. In the 9th century, Vikings from Sweden and Denmark began raiding the Estonian coast, prompting some Estonian tribes to develop naval capabilities and launch counter-raids against Scandinavian ships. Trade in marine products and local crafts flourished. Between the 11th and 12th centuries, Estonia suffered repeated attacks, particularly from Russian forces in the southeast, while German and Danish campaigns began pressuring the population to adopt Christianity. In 1202, the German bishop Albert of Buxhoveden founded the Order of the Sword Brothers in Reval, modern-day Tallinn, establishing it as a centre of German influence. This period saw battles such as the Battle of Vonu, Sisis, and the fall of southern Estonia to the Sword Brothers. Meanwhile, the Danish king Valdemar II invaded the north of the country, including Tallinn, before Denmark sold northern Estonia to the Teutonic Order in 1346, cementing German influence for centuries. Cities within the Hanseatic League flourished. With the arrival of the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century, the influence of the German nobility diminished, opening the way for local language and culture. The invasion by Tsar Ivan IV, the Terrible, in 1558, led to the capture of Narva and Tartu and the dissolution of the Livonian Order. Sweden, under King Erik XIV, intervened, seizing Tallinn and northern Estonia. This marked the beginning of the Swedish era, characterized by social reforms, improvements in education, the translation of the New Testament into Estonian, and the strengthening of university education at the University of Tartu. During the Swedish era, Efforts to regulate agriculture and improve land management increased, while German nobility retained significant local influence. Peasants remained under the feudal system until the 19th century, when land reforms allowed them to purchase private land. A class of national intellectuals emerged, and folklore and mythology played a greater role in shaping Estonian national identity. In the 20th century, nationalist movements demanding independence intensified. Following the collapse of the Russian Empire during the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution, Konstantin Päts declared Estonia's independence on February 24, 1918, after a period of German occupation and resistance against the Bolsheviks. Independence was formally recognized in the Treaty of Tartu in 1920. Extensive land reforms reduced the influence of the German aristocracy, and a parliamentary democratic republic was established. Parties such as the Conservative Farmers' Party, the Liberal People's Party, and the Social Democratic Party participated, with leaders like Jan Tonnisson and August Rei playing key roles in establishing the modern state. During the 1930s, Estonia faced economic crises and high unemployment, contributing to the rise of authoritarian movements. In 1934, Konstantin Päts staged a coup to establish a moderate dictatorship, expanding presidential powers and creating a bicameral legislature. Estonia maintained international neutrality and joined the League of Nations in 1921, but faced threats from Germany and the Soviet Union, culminating in the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact of 1939. With the outbreak of World War II, the Soviet Union occupied Estonia in 1940, followed by widespread deportations and political repression. In 1941, Germany invaded, establishing an authoritarian regime. Thousands of Estonians fled to Finland or joined the resistance, while some enlisted in German forces for strategic reasons. After German withdrawal, the Soviet Union regained control, imposing a planned economy and encouraging Russian migration. The 1960s saw limited liberalization, while student opposition and demonstrations in the 1980s led to the rise of the independence movement. The Estonian Popular Front was founded in 1988, gradually shifting from support for Gorbachev's reforms to demanding full sovereignty. This culminated in the Singing Revolution, with hundreds of thousands expressing national identity. The Baltic Way human chain in August 1989 involved millions and escalated political action, leading to the 1990 elections, where Edgar Savisaar became Prime Minister. Referendums in 1991 confirmed independence, and the Soviet collapse led to rapid international recognition. After regaining independence on August 20, 1991, Estonia faced the challenge of transitioning from a Soviet-style planned economy to a free market system. The 1938 constitution was revised, and a new parliamentary presidential constitution came into effect on July 3, 1992, establishing political stability. A caretaker government introduced the Estonian kroon, EEK, in June 1992, pegged to the German mark, stabilizing the economy and curbing inflation. Post-Soviet elections in September 1992 brought Lennart Meri as president and Mart Laar as prime minister, initiating rapid economic reforms, privatization, deregulation, and a flat income tax system. Inflation reached 90% in 1993, but stabilized by 1994. The MS Estonia ferry disaster in 1994 claimed 852 lives, leaving a profound social impact. Estonia reinstated pre-Soviet citizenship laws, leading to tensions with Russia until the withdrawal of Russian troops in 1994. Religious disputes were resolved and exiled church properties were restored. Estonia strengthened ties with Finland, Sweden and the US, and joined the EU and NATO in 2004. Reforms emphasized the digital economy, e-governance, education and cybersecurity. Estonia overcame the 2008 financial crisis and joined the OECD in 2010. Internal challenges included the 2007 Soviet memorial controversy, ethnic tensions, and cyber attacks. Adoption of the euro in 2011 and progress in education, first in Europe in PISA 2018, further solidified its position. Estonia met NATO defence targets by 2015, hosted Allied troops in 2021, and elected Kersti Kaljulaid, its first female president. Under leaders like Kaja Kallas, Estonia became a global model of digital governance, innovation, education, and cybersecurity, while preserving cultural identity and sovereignty. Today, Estonia exemplifies a stable parliamentary presidential democracy combined with a modern digital economy. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.